All right, so for enrichment for practice literal equations, you're going to need notebook and paper. If you don't have that, pause the video, go do that now. So first things we're going to do is we're going to solve regular equations and one step literal equations. So it's kind of a practice for both, but it's mostly so you guys can see how you do the same things for literal equations. So we have x minus 7 equals 8. Well, to solve, all you have to do is add that 7 on both sides because it's the only variable we have to solve for is x. So we add that 7, we get x is equal to 15. Okay, now looking at number 2 here, we have x minus b equals a. So again, just like before, we have a one step, but now I've changed the 7 to a b, the 8 to an a. Same steps, okay? You got to do the same steps. If we added 7 on both sides for number 1, that means we're going to add b to both sides for number 2. Here's where it gets tricky trickster, okay? Write it how you say it, a plus b. A plus b. A lot of students I've seen have done a over plus b. I don't know where you get this division sign because we didn't divide. If there's no fraction bar, don't add a fraction bar. Number 3, we have negative 4x equals 12, negative 12, sorry. This negative 4, a lot of us want to add that 4. But hold up, wait a minute. This negative 4 is being multiplied to this x. It's an implied multiplication. So you need to divide by negative 4 on both sides. This gives you x is equal to negative 12 divided by negative 4 gives you a positive 3. Two negatives make positive. So number 4, we switched up some letters here. So now we're solving for k. Let's see how this k is in the same place as this x. And then I replace this 12 with a negative m. So this negative 12 turned into a negative m. So same steps to solve, right? This negative 4 is being multiplied, so I divide that 4 on both sides. Negative 4, I'm sorry. This leaves us with k equals. This is where you got to be careful. Some of you might write negative m over negative 4. Okay, but two negatives, so it's really m over 4. Okay, this is writing how you say it. This is simplifying to the negatives, simplifying the negatives out. Now we have x over negative 8 equals 11 for number 5 here. So to get rid of that negative 8 that's at the bottom of a fraction, well, a fraction bar represents division. So we multiply by negative 8 on both sides. We get x is equal to negative 88. So we'll do the same steps, okay? Now we have different letters, but the same setup here. This d is in the same place as the x. This t is in the same place as this negative 8. This r is in the same place as this 11. So to solve here, just like before, we're trying to get rid of this t because we want to solve for d. So I got to multiply by t as in Tom. This leaves us with d is equal to r times t. You can write it as r times t, or you can write it as rt. This is the mathematician-y type of way. But as long as you understand they mean the same thing, you'll be fine on your test. Number 7. Okay, now we're starting with some 2 steps. That means you need to do 2 solving steps. So we have 2x plus 5 equals 11. First step here is going to be subtract 5. You always want to see if there's something you can add or subtract first. Sometimes you won't be able to do that step first, so just be careful. Now we have 2x equals 6. Divide 2 on both sides, right? There's that implied multiplication again. And we get x is equal to 3. So now for the literal here, I replace the 5 with the y, the 11 with the z. We're still solving for x. So same thing. If I subtracted 5 for number 7, I'm going to subtract this y for number 8. So now we have 2x equals, write it how you say it, z minus y. Again, I have this 2 that's being multiplied to the x, so to get rid of it, I divide by 2. But you need to be careful with literals. If you divide on the other side, you got to divide everything. So when I rewrite this, I have z minus y all over 2, which is what I would say, okay? Number 9. Number 9, we have 7 equals 4x minus 13. I can get a nice number here because there's only one variable. Add that 13 on both sides. Gives us 20 is equal to 4x. Divide that 4 on both sides because there's that implied multiplication again. and we get 5 equals to x. We got a nice number. For number 10 here, this is our literal equation. I tacked on a letter C to the number 7. I tacked on the letter B to the 13 from number 9. And then I tacked on an A instead of an X. But we're still solving for that same location. Okay, we're still solving for that same area we did in number 9. So we're going to do the same steps. If we add 13 in number 9, we're going to add 13b in number 7. I'm sorry, number 10. Sorry. So add 13b, add 13b. This leaves us with 4a. Say it, write it how you say it, 7c plus 13b. To get rid of that 4, just like before, divide everything by 4. So we have 7c plus 13b, all of that over 4. Again, with literal equations, you got to be careful because when you divide on both sides, you divide everything. Number 11, we have 20 equals x plus 1 over 3. Some of you might say we subtract 1 first, but hold up, wait a minute. This 3 is dividing this entire group up here. So I need to get rid of this 3 first. So that means I'm going to multiply by 3. So we got 60 is equal to x plus 1. Now I can subtract that 1 on both sides, and we get 59 equals x. So we're going to do the same thing with a literal. Same thing. This v is dividing t plus u, and we're solving for u here. Same place as our x from earlier. So I'm going to multiply by v on both sides. 20 times v times 20, we rewrite as 20v because we're becoming mathematicians here. I subtracted this 1, so to get rid of this u, I'm going to subtract this u. And write it how you say it. We have 20v minus u equals t. Okay. 13 and 14, there are 2 different ways to solve this. You can distribute, but I'm going to show you the lazy way, the faster way, in my opinion. So we have 7 times x plus 5 equals negative 28. I see this 7 is being multiplied to the group. So I can actually get rid of this 7 first by dividing. This leaves me x plus 5 equals negative 4. Now my next step would be to subtract this 5. And we get x is equal to negative 9. Okay, if you would rather distribute, 100% do that. Now we have 7 times d plus e equals negative f. Same steps. I'm going to do the same steps. This 7 is being multiplied to this group, so I'm going to divide that 7 away first. Now, when you get rid of something that's outside of the group, you can drop the parentheses. So now we just have d plus e equals, well, now we have negative f over 7. Negative f over 7. Write it how you say it. We subtracted 5 for 13, so I'm going to subtract away that e. This leaves me with d equals, write it how you say it, negative f over 7 minus e. Okay? All right. Make sure you turn this in. Don't forget, and I will see you guys next time.